with MDPen, coming to you from the Refinery Med Spa. Thank you for tuning in today. I will be doing a live treatment for hair loss. I have my model here. She's been numbing about 40 minutes, and I will let you guys know that on Thursday in 2 days I'll be doing a breakdown of this video and each step. So today's going to be a little bit sped up just so we can get through this treatment. But like I said, I did numb her about 40 minutes ago. I did part her hair into each area of hair loss. This particular client came up with a thyroid issue about 5 years ago. Since taking thyroid medication, her thyroid is better controlled. However, hair loss has been a result of taking the thyroid medication. One thing I will say that you need to do, especially if you're an esthetician like myself, before you microneedle any client, make sure that your medical director, PA, nurse practitioner, doctor that you work with consult with the patient as well to make sure that they are a candidate for microneedling and hair restoration. As I talked about in the video from last week, we need to determine the cause of the hair loss, and there may be situations where your physician needs to refer out that patient or perhaps do a blood workup of sorts to figure out the cause of the hair loss. So I just wanted to put that out there. It is very important. So let's go ahead and get started here. So I'm not going to treat her whole head on video. That will be afterwards. And you could have done perhaps a plastic wrap over to lock in the numbing. This is some MDPen cleanser on a warm cloth. And of course, you want to take photos before doing the treatment. You want to remember where you have applied the numbing. If you need to, you could use like a makeup pencil perhaps and mark as someone would for injectables or Botox, just to know your perimeters that you're working within. So I've got area there. Alcohol. And let your client know they're not washing their hair for 24 hours at least. So if you're doing this treatment in the evening, they cannot wash their hair the next morning. It really needs to be at least 24 hours. Make sure they're okay, you know, with perhaps having PRP in their hair or a goopy scalp, but definitely not washing it for those 24 hours. So next thing we do with any microneedling treatment is spritz our HA copper mist. And today, since I'm not using PRP as a glide, I'm not using HA either, I'm actually going to use our Tighten and Lift serum. So I have my little cup here. And just a light layer of serum. Now, since she doesn't have anything like alopecia areata, her hair loss is more dispersed. So the technique I would use on her is going to be a lot of stamping. I don't personally like to trace over intact hair follicles. So my style is a lot more of stamping perhaps than most people. But I will go over, there's a time and a place when you could use tracing as well when treating for hair loss. So I'm going to let her know I'm going to get started. I'm going to make sure you're comfortable. Is that okay? Okay. So stamping is basically putting the pen down and lifting. Tracing is when you're gliding across. And you're not going to necessarily see pinpoint bleeding right away on the scalp, but it does come typically. So I would continue to part and stamp this area. Now for areas if there is a distinct part with hair loss, you could trace something like this per se. Sometimes if there's a lot of frontal thinning, you can trace along here. I'm going to continue stamping for her. And you can see the pinpoint bleeding here. So it can be delayed. You don't want a bloodbath or anything like that. It will come. So we've created that nice inflammatory response there. Typically with the hair restoration treatment, the client would come back in 6 weeks with me for their next treatment, especially if we're just doing a topical type of treatment without injecting PRP. And I would treat her again then. My hope would be by the second treatment for her to tell me that she's seeing new little baby hair follicles. And those will look just like they sound, little short baby hairs popping back up. And I think she will have hair restoration. Her hair loss is recent in the last 5 years. And it's important that she stays on her medication. So this is kind of something that we can do. So you can see how nice that is, nice in the part there. As far as number of treatments, that's really going to depend on your client. I would say anywhere from 6 to 12. And kind of like when you're tracing on the face, you shouldn't have a lot of white space that is untreated. So if you're not seeing, that pinpoint bleeding in a nice linear line, chances are, you missed a spot. So really try to get in there here. I will open it up for Q&A. If you guys have any immediate questions, feel free to type them right there in the comment box. If you're watching this video at a later time, you're welcome to write your comments in there, and we will try to get back to you. On Thursday, I'll do a breakdown step by step of a hair restoration treatment, so I'll go into a little more detail with all of this. Again, she's not washing her hair for 24 hours. So she really doesn't have any issues with the back, which is typical with this type of hair loss with women. It's just a generalized thinning, typically at the top of the head. glide. So yeah, if you are going to trace, definitely clear that area so that you're not running over the hair. Like I said, I'm a stamper, but you don't necessarily have to be. So if you were tracing, you would hold it down like so. Any questions? No, not right now? Okay. I'm not going to treat her whole head on this video, guys. We are going to finish her treatment when the video is over. Kind of sum up this area for you. Okay. So again, she's not washing her hair for 24 hours. Ideally, at the end of the treatment, you would either be applying your PRP. In the case that we are not doing a PRP treatment, we are going to re-mist again with our HA Copper Mist. Clean gloves. So we'll mist again. And then we're actually going to use our human-derived growth factor product and apply that into our microchannels. Little bit goes a long way, and this is going to kind of create that little bit of goopy effect, but you want to get those in there as quick as you can. Not going to be perfect or look great, but this is what's important. And just like any facial microneedling treatment or body treatment, you are going to want to try to send them home with home care. We do have our MDPen Healthy Scalp Shampoo. So I would create a bundle package with this as well as our fortifying and protecting hair mist. Both are safe for color treated hair. This is nice even just to alternate with another type of shampoo. I use this on my ends actually. However, it is great for hair restoration straight into the scalp. This would be another product that would be started 24 hours after our microneedling. So really load the patient up with that growth factor, and there's not a lot that they need to do until the following day, but definitely consider putting these two together. They would still retail just under $100, and both of these will last quite a while, and chances are everyone in your house is going to love these. Any questions, guys? All right, so if I was using PRP, I would have applied that into the microchannels, and then I would have actually, after that, had the nurse injector, who's our advanced registered nurse practitioner, come in and do those PRP scalp injections. Hopefully the scalp would still be pretty numb and a comfortable treatment for the patient. So